Hi there. My name's Amanda Walsh, and I'm the founder of Astrology Hub.
And I'm astrologer Stormie Grace.
And we're here together for your weekly forecast for the week beginning on December 23rd, 2019. We're almost done with 2019, you guys. Stormie, tell us about the theme for the week.
Well, it's almost the end of 2019, and you cannot leave the year without some festivals, some parties. How about a new moon solar eclipse on the agenda? Not to mention, it's just such a joyful, fortunate eclipse for us. So I can't wait to talk about that in just a few minutes. Plus, as we jump into this week, we've got the sun in a trine to Uranus, so it makes things a little bit different. Maybe there's some unexpected coming to your holiday season. So I think it's going to be a really delicious week. And some of the things I think about this week also are this idea and this theme about freedom and renewal. Even though we're still set to this Capricorn Cancer soundtrack, you know what I mean, where we're creating stability, but we also want personal freedom in it. So as we're here at this last little bit of time, I'm thinking about renewal for us this week.
It's so nice.
Yeah, what are your end of the year kind of reflections that are coming up for you at this point?
You know, it really feels like being on a precipice, like of just this vast, unknown, exciting, exhilarating, like I'm curious, you know, it just feels like there's something big on the horizon, you know, and what that isn't totally clear yet. But, you know, and the end of the year for me is always like, this is the 5th year we've done the global forecast marathon. So I'm like, I don't do much resting around this time, but I do get to be in this marinating in this idea of like what's coming and how can we prepare for it and how can we make space for it and how can we meet it with the right kind of energy. And so that's, you know, the end of the year, I'm going to be with family in California. So it's going to be really nice to be around my family. I don't get to get out there very much, but yeah. How about you? How about you, Stormie?
Oh, yes. It's actually kind of a free-flowing, renewing holiday for us. You know, we'll be moving and doing those kinds of things, and the kids will actually be in some travel away from us, and that's a first for them, getting to do something a little independent. They got early gifts for Christmas, which we got them passports. We got them their access to the world, you know, and they get to use those this year. So it's very exciting. And for Josh and I, we're gonna figure out what we're gonna do with each other.
Wow.
I don't know. There is just another, you know how life moves on and the kids get older and all of these things. I'm watching the generational shifts in my life where my great grandparents are still alive and some of them, and they're moving into different places. My parents have downsized because they've been empty nesters forever. My children are traveling the world and my husband and I are buying our first house together. You know, it's just like these things where I'm like, yeah, the world is different and there has been renewal, you know, just new life.
Awesome. So everybody be thinking about that in your life. Where is their renewal? Where is their new life? Are old things ending in your life? You know, things ending in your life, but also what are they making space for? And maybe you don't know yet, but can you turn any sort of anxiety about that into excitement and curiosity?
And freedom, because every new thing comes with its own guarantees of certain freedoms. So very exciting week. So let's jump in here. So as we come into the week, we're coming in with the sun trine Uranus, and it's so beautiful because it's on Christmas Eve. So again, this points to surprises. There are maybe some unexpected things coming for you this year, or maybe it just makes your holiday season unique, you know, and to have a different kind of energy blow into your life the day before we're going to have some eclipse energies, or even a couple days before, it just brings something original to your holiday season. So enjoy that, whatever that looks like for you. I know there's gifts of plenty around Astrology Hub as well.
Oh, yes. Now we're actually going to have a special bonus eclipse episode of the podcast on Christmas Eve, December 24th, that is dedicated to the eclipse. So that was recorded with Philip Daniel Miles, and I think you guys are going to love it. Like if you love eclipses and you love like deep diving into the history of different eclipse cycles and what was happening the last time this kind of eclipse happened, you're really going to love that episode. That's going to be released tomorrow on Christmas Eve as a little gift from us to you, a little astrology hug. I love that. Victor Carl, our inner circle guide, he's like, you're giving astrology hugs from Astrology Hub. And I was like, oh my God, Vic, we're taking that. Like, astrology hugs.
Yeah, the funny phrases we come up around here is pretty good.
All right, so let's keep on moving.
Let's keep moving. So as we roll into Christmas or anything else that you're celebrating, I first of all just want to say happy holidays. It's a really nice time. Whatever your festivals are, I hope that you're enjoying yourself and others as well. But we're going to be rolling into the energies of this new moon solar eclipse in the energy of Capricorn. It's actually going to be at 4 degrees. So locate that on your chart. Now, what I want to also point out specifically about this particular solar eclipse is that this is typically our new moon is the time that is delicious to plant these seeds of intention for something new, right? Like something brand new. But this one is not. This is the one to make adjustments. And why that is because it's just a partial. So it means that we're still going to see the crispy edges of the sun. So the light of projects we have already been involved with just need our adjustment. We don't need a full reset. And if you think about the annual kind of path of the eclipses we've experienced at the beginning of the year, you were starting something fresh and new. We got mid-year and you needed to make some adjustments and maybe some really outside of the box adjustments. But now this is the time to see the plan in kind of finality and just make these little tweaks that are there. And again, it's so fortunate. This eclipse is in conjunction with Jupiter, which encourages us to move forward, face whatever the challenges with enthusiasm, optimism, and some self-confidence for sure. So, and it's also got some connection to Uranus. So it's going to be different, which is brilliant. This is the next 6 months of your life set to the tune of, you can do this.
So you guys, one thing I just need to acknowledge, because after I went through my divorce, the holidays all of a sudden got hard. Like, for the beginning part of my life, I always loved the holidays. And then all of a sudden it was hard and it felt scary and a lot of times lonely and a lot of times very disappointing and disillusioned. So what I just want to offer for any of you out there who are feeling that way is an astrology hug. I want to give you a hug from us at Astrology Hub, but also just, are there gifts that can be celebrated? You know, one of the things Stormie's talking about is as things are changing in her family, that there's this opportunity for freedom. Like there's this opportunity for something totally new to come through in her life. And so what's happening in your life that may be challenging or painful, but that's also potentially opening up some new space that you didn't even know existed.
Yeah, some positive change, some excitement that you didn't know you were missing could definitely be on your table. And you've got 6 months worth of watching that and helping that play out for yourself with this eclipse. So that's brilliant. And next year in 2020, we end the Capricorn Cancer eclipse cycles and we move into the energies of Gemini and Sag. So we're wrapping it up, guys. Whatever you've seen, it's positive here.
Okay, awesome. All right, let's move on from the new moon. And wait, I had another question about the new moon, what you said. So you said that normally a new moon and eclipse is like a super potent time to set intentions. But this one's a partial eclipse, so it's not as potent. But does that mean we don't set new moon intentions? Or you're just saying have those new moon intentions be sort of like continuations of things that are already in the works?
I think that what you do is you set them to whatever has been going, because we all have a pattern. We all have a pattern of what we've been working with all year long and track it all the way back to January, my friends. What did you check in on it in June? And so now as we're here in December, you can set your new moon intentions for a clean slate, right? For an adjustment that maybe needs to be made, but not to restart the project or the event all the way over. That is not as highly supported at this particular time. Capricorn is an energy that does want to stand and stay and create the structures. So at this point, you don't even need to create something new. What you have may have good bones to it. You just maybe need another set of eyes on it.
Perfect. Love it. Okay, what's next?
Okay, as we get ready to roll into the weekend, I actually am so appreciative of this weekend because we get to get our lives together. You're coming off of the holiday rush and energy, even if you're not celebrating a holiday, just the general global vibe of a holiday brings the energies up or changes it a little bit. So as we come into the weekend, we've got Mercury on Saturday moving into the energy of Capricorn, okay? So this is our thinking, communication, decision-making, learning, studying energy of Mercury. And now it's going to become structured. We get structured ideas, we get planning, And I like to say this is the weekend to get your ducks or whatever animal you're into in a row. Like, get it together, right? Like, get your life together. Sit down with you or you and your tribe and have a little chat. I love the power of pen to paper to say, what am I doing? Where am I going? Figure out the goals for the next year. And it sounds so funny because it's like, yes, we've been waning in and out of making these adjustments and setting the goals. But as we're here in this winter season time frame, this is really the time where you have the gift of Capricorn energy to help you structure in a way that not even a Virgo is going to do. You know, there is just the clarity of success on the table. So, you know, and Amanda, oh my gosh, speaking of, tell us, you're a Capricorn. What is the value of reorganizing, of planning? What's the value of knowing the goal?
Oh my God. Knowing the goal is the ability to channel the energy. It's like everything, it's almost like if you have a magnet and everything gets to like get attached and stuck to that magnet that's moving in the direction that you want to go. You know, I was thinking about this the other day, Stormie. You know how there's like some spiritual practices that emphasize releasing ambition and having no ambition? I remember when I started getting into the spiritual realm, I heard those things. And so I tried to let go of ambition and I tried to let go of goals and just be in the present moment. And, you know, I took it to the extreme, of course. And it was awful. I was like floating around like this. I was like, oh my God, like what is life all about? There's no point, you know? It was really not for me. And that's what I love about astrology is like, we don't have to do the one size fits all spiritual prescription, right? That doesn't work for everybody. For some people, that really works. But it channels, it directs that energy. And the more I do and live my life, the more I realize, obviously everything is energy. Everything is energy. So when you have that energy, just go like, vroom, it's going that direction and you're the magnet and everything's attracted for you to go into that direction. It's magic. That's a Capricorn talking about goals.
Which is like, I don't know. I just think when you're in the season, and that's even in my book, Channeling the Zodiac, sometimes you got to just get in and not think like your sign and not take actions like your sign, like apply the principle because we all have all 12 signs in our chart. So you have this cosmic ability to access it if you so choose to. So if you've been feeling like you're floating or you're just not sure what's what, start acting like a Capricorn this week. Breathe it in and you'll find your own prescription, right? Because the other thing that Capricorn energy does beautifully well is you pick the goal and then it'll show you the resources you need along the way, right?
Exactly. That's the magnet part.
That's the magnet part, right? Because you can manifest your hair off. If you don't have the right resources, you maybe don't have the right solution to your challenge. So it's just, I love this point in the year just because you get to like get your life, right?
And you got to move. You got to take action. You can't just like sit and manifest in meditation. You got to like take the direction, take the movement, climb up that mountain, whatever that mountain is you're trying to climb. I love what you're saying about channeling the signs. And another way to do that, so there's the intention, right? But then surrounding yourself with certain energies. Like I get a lot of Taurus like insights from you. I start to feel that Taurus energy. Of course, my triple Taurus man helps with that too. But, it's like that energy, I can feel it. Like the more I'm around it and the more I'm aware of what people are, I surround myself with so much Scorpio energy, but I learned so much from the Scorpio way and it's not as natural and innate for me. So I just like study them like, oh, okay. Like that's how to be mysterious. I have no idea how to be mysterious, It's fun to study how they do it. So
try it on. Like you get to try it on for a season and see what you can do with it. I always think of the hero's journey, and along the way, they're meeting all of this different cast of characters along the way. And maybe they don't act like it the entire journey, but they try it on to get through whatever this portion is. And that's why I think astrology is so fun. I'm like, you get to wear 12 different outfits and depending on what kind you're following, 13, So it's like, oh my gosh, it's exciting to get to apply those principles, I think. Because I am not Capricorn. I have to go find it. And it's so funny though, because I think about you too, when I'm like, well, I wonder how I would structure that. And I'm like, oh, I'll ask Amanda.
Totally. Ask away. Okay. So are we ready for the summary? Okay. Awesome. So the biggest things this week, I mean, obviously the new moon, that is also an eclipse. So I love how Stormy is calling this a joyful eclipse, a time of freedom and renewal. It's conjunct Jupiter. So this is an opportunity for us to move forward with enthusiasm. And I love that word enthusiasm, and theos, in God. So, tap into that well of enthusiasm. What do you feel enthusiastic about? What could you get enthusiastic about? And move in that direction.
Let self-confidence lead. You are self-confident at this point in the year. And even if it's only that you make cute socks, like run with it. Whatever it is that you do, go out there and say it with your chest out and be confident.
I love that. This might be inappropriate, but my hula teacher always says, when in doubt, push them out.
That's right.
And that's that, just like, back up straight, chin up high, just when in doubt, push them out.
Yes, that your hula teacher can adopt me.
Oh yeah, oh God, you would love her. You guys would have so much fun. Okay, so also this weekend we have Mercury moving into Capricorn, so structure those ideas, get it together, get your ducks in a row, write things down, create some goals, and I love the opportunity you all have to write down some goals, write down some intentions, and then join us for the forecast event, so that you can color those. You can sort of refine those goals and make sure that they're aligned with the energy and supported by the energy of the year. So that event is happening January 9th through 11th. We're going to be having the global group meditation on January 12th together during the big conjunction. So we're going to start the year off with a bang. Get some things in order now so you have the space to really just sink in and enjoy that event. January 9th through 11th, astrologyhub.com/2020 forecast. It's free. You can join it, invite your friends. We'd love to have you all there. It's a big party every year. It's so much fun. And stick around. Next, we have our Ask segment with Yvonne. So Yvonne recently lost her job and she's wanting to start a new career. So she's wondering if she can see in her chart what aspects will help her grow in the direction that she's going, and which aspects of who she is and her gifts and talents should she really highlight. So I love this, and we are going to be finding out and about Stormie's response to her questions here very soon. So stick around for our Ask segment. Why is there so much buzz around 2020 among top astrologers? And what does it mean for you? Get behind the scenes insight from 12 renowned astrologers on your biggest opportunities and challenges for 2020. Just go to astrologyhub.com/2020 forecast to reserve your free spot in the online 2020 Astrology Forecast Marathon event. That's astrologyhub.com/2020 forecast. Welcome back, everyone. We are here now with Yvonne, who is calling in from Hampton Roads, Virginia. Yvonne's also an Inner Circle member and took our Your Soul Purpose class, and that's where she met Stormie. She's had a reading with Stormie, and Yvonne, we're just really grateful to have you here today. And what is the burning question that you have on your heart now?
Sure. Thank you so much for having me. My question really has to do with being at a significant transition time. And I've been in the mental health field as a psychologist for, many, many years, at least 15 years, and in the field before that. And toward the end of the summer, I unfortunately lost my job due to some, big things that are going on within the military. And it was a position that I really loved. And I will be employed again soon. I'm not worried about that. But because of the instability that has been arising recently, within that field, I am beginning to really think about starting a business. And I'm also very interested in integrative medicine. So I have a few questions around this. I have a basic idea of the business structure and what I want to do. I have some questions about, the best order in which to do things. And also of my potential niche areas, which ones based on my natal chart and my transiting chart, might be best for me.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, it has definitely been, and I think we talked about organizational changes that were afoot, and they were afoot, weren't they? They definitely came up. So sorry about the loss of the job. Not sorry, because now you're free to go do what you're supposed to be doing. So this is an exciting, scary, weird time. Now, the first thing that I was looking at in terms of success in general in your chart, I always want to look at the part of fortune. Because the part of fortune is brilliant. It literally tells us it's not going to be easy at all, and you might even just walk past it. But if you mine this particular area, you can get gold from it, right? And yours happens to sit in your 10th house, along with Venus and Mars, who are also hanging out up there in conjunction. So this is absolutely beautiful. Now, the energies that they are working in are the energies of Sagittarius. So to go out and do something independent, to go teach, to go start your own thing, to go do whatever, as long as you are not restricted in your movements, that's your goal, right? That is your goal. And here's the other trippy part, I think, about that particular area of your chart is that typically before people with this placement will be successful, it's like very much so the Sagittarian archer. That bow has to get pulled way back in the direction where like, no, I'm supposed to be going forward. But you got to get pulled way back before you can shine forward. So very much so. This is the theme that is alive and well and been working this year for you. So I look at that, and just because your part of fortune and your other energies and your midheaven are in Sagittarius, I also need to look at just what your Jupiter is, kind of see what's on board. And your Jupiter is a natural nurturer, but in beautiful trine as well to your ascending energy, your Eastern energies. So something that comes for me when I look at that and evaluate that is, yeah, you definitely want to be doing something from home, something that is yours, something that you get to nurture and you have the base of it. Right? Now, just in general, with Uranus and Taurus, so many people are reaching out for independent business because corporations don't have the stability to hand to them. So you kind of, naturally fall into this global situation where it's like, yes, go create your own independent thing, but then you've got these strengths that you can own and figure out what you're going to do with. One other thing I want to say before I take your other question is, in your chart, your midheaven is tipped more to the east, so more towards the left of the chart. So typically when I see that, the person does not find their passion or their path until they're a little bit later in life, right? That has been consistent in my practice. So, congrats, you're on time. You got pulled back, now you're ready to launch and you're ready to go forward. Now, some of the things that I think are tricky for you is doubt. I think that there is just an abundance of doubt with that Saturn and Pisces, which all connect to this beautiful energy of go start this career, just go do it, right? You've got a brilliant T-square happening for you to this career area, but the doubt, and it's not perfect, and it doesn't look the way I want it to, and I don't have all of the answers. That's a big holdback for you. But it's great because as we come into 2020, there's finishing so much Capricorn work in the areas of your chart that have just been hidden and have to let go of control in order to be successful. So as you travel, whichever path you pick, it's going to be a good couple of years of practicing not having to know all the answers and kind of just move your feet. Now within this, what are the directions you're feeling like you would like to go?
Sure. So one I had mentioned earlier is integrative medicine. Through my work, actually this has been a long time coming in lots of different ways. The mind-body connection, the intersection between things like trauma and stress, immune system functioning, natural ways to help people deal with depression, anxiety, chronic pain, sleep, etc., that are actually come with less side effects and are beneficial to the body. The intersection of psychological and physical issues, this is one of my areas that I see as a potential niche area within health psychology, integrative medicine. And then I also have an interest in life coaching, spiritual and astrological coaching, and professional coaching. I have a lot of interests, obviously.
Well, you have Sagittarius at the top of your chart. Well, yes, you do. And that's okay. So in the big scheme of things, I guess I would ask why that can't be one big picture, why you couldn't be an integrative medicine health coach. Because the big thing that my concern would be for your chart is that you can't be in one place for too long. So you've got to be able to move around and you've got to be someplace that you can continue advancing your education, or you're going to put it down in the first place.
Absolutely. Yeah.
As long as you can continue to do those things, I'm kind of wondering, Jupiter's getting ready to move into Capricorn. It's like the theme of the conversation today. So maybe it's like what you're doing right now and through the end of the year is putting pen to paper and saying, what could this look like? Because you got to pick a path. You got to pick something to start walking towards.
Yes. And I'm building a big umbrella that can encompass a number of my top interests.
Okay, please make sure your umbrella is not too big, my Sagittarian top of the chart friend, because you will be so tired by January 2nd. And I'll be like, look, okay, she's done. And we just got here. All right, so just moderation, okay? But any of these ideas that allow you to continue to travel and expand, and it does look like from now until the end of the year, you've got a fair amount of social energy that's available to you as well. But there again, I would tell you, don't gather so much information that you can't divvy it in there. You know what I mean? And it just becomes more overwhelming than anything. So let me ask you too, in terms of wanting to be a health coach or to do something like that where you're the leader and you're the teacher, do you have a practice in place besides the education and the 15-year practice you've been in? Are you thinking you want to take be a life coach training or something like that?
Yes. So I already have some training, both personally and professionally in health psychology and integrative medicine. I've worked within primary care and internal medicine. My master's thesis was in psychoneuroimmunology. So I have a long background in looking at the intersection of mind and body and ways to help people who have both physical and emotional or mental health issues. I am also engaged in additional professional training being offered by others to deepen my knowledge, and I'm working on that. I'm also working on some classes for just coaching in general, as well as a deep dive into business creation and marketing and all of those pieces. So for me, I think the goal is really targeting the most important aspects of these different areas right now, and then moving into implementation in the near future, like in the next couple of months, if not sooner.
Okay, for sure. So here's what my suggestion would be, just based on it, especially until we get to the March timeframe, is to pick certain pieces, the ones that you have the most current stability and information available to you at your fingertips to use immediately. That's going to be your strongest course of action until we get to March. After we get to March, you can move forward with making and bringing in other areas and other ideas around that. I guess my concern is that you also have transiting Neptune in a trine with your Neptune, which creates a little bit of a midlife crisis, right? And so we want to do all of these things all at the same time. And it's compassionate and it's brilliant, but it's overwhelming. It's too much information. So it's kind of pick a couple things, and I would start right there because you have a tremendous amount of understanding in a couple areas already. And if you can work with those, naturally it'll lead you to your branch out, but it's got to be reduced. I'm seeing it in my head and looking at the chart, but something's got to be minimized here. Now, after we get to March, like I said, you can take on some new projects. And I think all the way until October, you have the opportunity to make all kinds of changes and start seeing some financial kickback that happens about end of March, April timeframe. And this is something that will be lasting. It will again require some kind of reorganization to whatever it is that you start, because you're good at the details. And you'll go find more details and more things, I think, put in there, and you'll be like, no, wait, I got to take that back out. But your helpers, again, is that we have so much retrograde happening. What are you wanting to reform? What is this thing? Your chart keeps saying you want to reform something. You want to, is there an organization that you're trying to change, or you're trying to?
Well, I would love to contribute to changing the face of medicine and healthcare, and really helping people to have the knowledge and the tools and the inspiration to change their life in terms of their health and their well-being.
So your specialized population very easily could be young, new doctors, right? The Aquarian energy is going to pull us towards these younger energies for sure, which are going to lie mostly in your 12th house space. And you're going to go get those specialized populations over this next couple years, but they need to be the teachers. So I think that what this looks like is it's the fresh ones that are coming out before they've started a practice, or they're maybe in the first year of practice or something like that, is what that specialized population looks like. So if you can narrow that down and maybe even spend this time doing the research on how do I get in with them, or how do I get into the university before they're even leaving? How do I make myself an addition to that? Because use connections to universities and big education, because they can be your helpers, even though they're still traditional organization. If you bring in an independent piece, you can show them how you fit.
Yes, absolutely. In fact, when I've done work on niching, because I know I need to do more of that, that is one of my target populations, is working with healthcare providers. And in order to do that optimally, effectively, I do feel that I'm going to need more training. Part of me would love to go and get another degree in restorative medicine and integrative functional medicine and just put it all together, but I don't want to wait until then, and I need to get started.
I wonder if this Saturn is creating a really big holdup for you, because what I feel like is that you have everything you need, but you don't know that you have it, or you can't quite see how you would integrate that quite yet. And that's what I would tell you. Look at that, because what you need to begin is at your fingertips already. Okay? So don't go get any more training. Oh my God, don't go get any more training right now. Like, just pause on any more information besides information that helps you, like in this box, and keep the niche in mind, keep the goal in mind, and build around there. And what's so great about the social time in your chart right now, I think, is that it's people who have structure, or they have enough knowledge to help you see how to reshape this, right? Because it's just like right here. But yeah, I think you're going to go get those young doctors. Go get them.
Thank you, Stormie. Thank you, Amanda.
So welcome. Good luck with everything. It's going to be brilliant.
Thank you, Yvonne. Take care. Let us know how it goes.
Thank you. Happy holidays, everybody.
Thank you, everybody, so much for tuning into the show, for being a part of our community, and for making astrology a part of your life. We'll catch you on the next episode.
Hi, this is Chris Kaplan, the producer of the Astrology Hub podcast. This episode is over, but check the show notes for links to products and services you've heard about during this episode. And if you enjoyed our show, please subscribe and rate using the subscribe button wherever you listen to your podcasts.